Welcome to the present. Yes, welcome to the late night stream. Yeah. Yes, you joined me for the first time. Be kind enough to strike that like button. Very, very important for the stream, for the algorithm, and for the channel. Very, very important. Please strike the like button. Consider subscribing. Please, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. And do not forget to turn on your notification bell. Extremely important. So, where do we start from this evening? Let's start from your good news by Arsenal. They tweeted this earlier in the day. Timber is back in full contact training. Fantastic news. Fantastic news. Unfortunately, your Timber got injured at the beginning of the season, the first match of the season, and we have not been able to actually enjoy the quality this young man adds to the team. He had an ACL injury. He has been out for almost the whole season, unfortunately, and he's back in full contact training. I do not expect him to get back to the team. When you have had a long layoff like your team has had, it will take you some time to get back to a full rating. I'm excited that he's back, but I'm not delusional. I'm not deluded. I don't expect to get him back to his full speed till next season. Now, it's not impossible that he could feature in the last few matches because we have 12 matches to go in the Premier League. And we have, if we continue to progress in the Champions, we have a few more matches. But let's be fair, let's be realistic. Like, he has been out for the whole season. For the whole season. For him to get back fully fit, it's going to take some time. Let's just be fair. As much as I'm excited to have Yuri Timber back, I don't expect to get him back in the team. We have enough people that can actually continue to perform for us at a high level. There's Tomiyasu, even though he has this constant calf injury. I expect him to get back. At least he has played this season. He has played for Japan in the Asian Cup. He'll be back. So I love the fact that Yutima is back, but I do not expect him to actually contribute that much for this season until maybe next season. Because when you come out from that, you do not just switch on to the kind of form you had pre ACL injury. No, it doesn't work like that. I don't care the efficacy of modern science. We are still human beings. You're not a robot. There is no way you're going to switch back to pre-injury routine, but it's going to take a bit of a time to feel yourself back, to get back to the rhythm, to play more games, and to allow yourself, your mind, to recover from the slight trauma of having that fear of having a relapse of that injury. So let's be fair. A few people in the chat, shout out to you guys. Sheson, lucky today. Hi guys, please do me that kind of favor by striking the like button, please, very, very important. Strike the like button. So I'm happy Timber is back in full contact training. According to certain reports, he was not training with the whole full team. It was part of the training, but not with the others. We had a small section where he was training with Trossard and the other players that were carrying a little bit of a niggle. You cannot just expect him to be thrown back into full training like that. He has to feel himself back gradually so that he can recover from the traumatic experience of that ACL injury. So I'm happy that Yuntiba is back. Is one of the members of the squad that a lot of us were looking forward to watching and enjoying his contribution to our team. Unfortunately, he had that injury and we have not been able to enjoy him. So welcome back, Yuri Timber. A lot of our staff are excited. I'm excited to see him, to have him back. And I hope there's no relapse to this injury. I hope he can feel himself back. I hope he can continue to move from strength to strength so we can continue to enjoy the quality he provides to us. Because let's be fair, Arsenal have suffered some injuries this season, even though the mainstream will not report it, which is crazy. And sometimes the pro Arsenal fan content creators will not actually report this thing. We have had Jesus in and out of the team. Yuri Timber out for an extended period of time. We have what's his name? Partey. Partey had just played 3 games this season for us. 3 games. That's a lot of time out for Partey. We have had Tomiyasu in and out of the team. Those are significant injuries, but yet we found a way to manage to remain and stay competitive. Right? We've had this significant because Jesus is a key member of our team, how we play. Remember last season when we had that Jesus in and out, a lot of us showed a lot of concern. A lot of us were like, wow, our aspirations are gone because we know how Jesus, he might not have the prolific number of goals a lot of us are asking for, but he's a facilitator. He contributes a lot. It's always funny how people say, he don't score a lot of goals. Fair. But there are other things he adds to the team that keep the team going. Now, even though it's not adding a lot of goals, it's facilitating for the likes of Saka and Martinelli and Odegaard. There is no see the modern football, right? Let's stop deluding ourselves. How many prolific strikers are there in the market? That the market is not littered with all kinds of prolific strikers. Let's stop it. You have to find a striker that fits into your model of how you play and the model of how your team operates. The market is not littered with the likes of Hurricane. No, the Osimhen's and the Tony being overhyped. Let's call for it. These are not prolific strikers. They're just being overhyped. Just watch them and look at the numbers and watch them what they do for their teams. They are prolific strikers. Their numbers are not. These guys don't even outnumber Jesus. It's just some PR being pushed on you, and a lot of you cannot do your due diligence to actually dig. And sometimes these players don't even fit the model of how we play. Osimhen cannot fit in the system of Arsenal. Even Ivan Toney, these guys are not technical enough. We are not a team that wants a battering ram up front and where we are crossing the ball to them and they are hustling to. No. We are a team of technical, intelligent players moving and passing the ball around. So sometimes don't fall for the trap of, oh, we just need a striker. I know we need a striker in the summer, but we might have to just get a collaborative striker. They are not prolific strikers littered in the market. Unless you don't go overpay for this, the likes of Osimhen and Ivan Toney, and you will not get what you're trying to do. In fact, I even have a player who can do both in Kai Havertz, but somehow, because of the agenda being pushed, you try to erode the fact that Kai Havertz is doing a fantastic job. See, without Kai Havertz, we don't remain relevant or remain active in his title race. But somehow, he has been a bomb. Somehow, he's not the player that Arsenal should have spent £60 million on. But yet, he has kept us ticking over and remaining active in the title race. Sometimes, the delusion and the agenda being pushed by Arsenal fans is just cynical and very funny. The truth is stay in your face, but you are actually ignoring it on purpose to push an agenda, which is cray and very crazy to me. So let's move from your Timber and me waffling about the striker charge to this image I saw courtesy the Premier League. So you're Jordan Pickford, David Raya, Ederson are now all tied on a clean sheet this season. Shout out to Raya. He had to weather the storm from the Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans are a different, unique bunch where they will actually conspire against their own player just because they have a soft spot for a particular player. I've never understood. I get it. You might have your favorite, but your team should always confess before any of your favorite players. Players come and go. For me, players are mercenaries. They always come and go. How can you be loyal to a particular player over the club? It does not make no rational sense to me. You can't explain that to me. That you're going to be loyal to a particular player over your club values and virtues. You're going to be loyal to a player. This, for me, is sickening. So regardless of what some section of the Arsenal fans, to be fair, it's not all of the Arsenal fan base. There's some section have been against the Raya because they love Ramsdale. But Raya for me has been very, very fundamental to how we play. He doesn't engage in needless shenanigans like Ramsdale likes to engage in. He's not sticking at his tongue, holding on to the ball when he's supposed to distribute the ball. He knows how to play out from the back with the team. If you watch when Arsenal are under pressure, Raya joins in playing out of the back. He's not fidgeting. He's not weary. I love the confidence he helps to play out from the back. And that actually helps the aura of how the team plays. So shout out to Raya for me, regardless of the fact that he has to deal with some erratic part of the fan base and he withered the storm. And he's beginning to win in hearts and minds of some of the Arsenal fan base that they want him. And I'm loving that. 8 clean sheets for me is great. Arsenal have been the only team to have considered less goals this season than any other team in the Premier League. We've stifled teams. We have actually considered less chances in comparison to other teams. And whether you like it or not, David Raya has been part and parcel of that. Now, people think the busier the goalkeeper, the better it is. No. That's not how you measure the metrics. Because sometimes a busier goalkeeper is because he's playing for a lower team. When you play for a lower team, you have to produce more saves. You have to keep more. You are a bit more active compared to when you're playing for a bigger team. For me, how do you measure the metric of how good or great or how fantastic a goalkeeper that is playing for the team on the upper echelon is concentration, putting big saves, and contributing to the attacking prowess of the team. Those are the key ingredients. And you have to still maintain your concentration and saving. So sometimes don't skew the metrics of measuring how good a goalkeeper is. A goalkeeper should not be measured on how busy they are, especially if you are on the upper echelon. Because the upper echelon, that means you are defenders and make sure that protect you more. But at the time you are going to be called out to make contributions, you have to keep a level of concentration, which David Raya for me keeps very, very well. So regardless of whether you like David Raya or not, he has been objectively good for the progress of Arsenal. And that's just a fact. Regardless of your sentimental attachment to Ramsdale, Raya has been very, very fantastic. Shout out to my guy, Go with the Flow, says 100%. Exactly. Because sometimes people are measuring the metrics that, because he's a busier goalkeeper. No, it's just common sense that the lower teams, their goalkeeper will be busier because they are conceding more chances. So you can't use the same metric to measure on the upper echelon of other teams. That doesn't make no sense. So let's move away from the conversation of the goalkeeper and let's get to this. So, according to Athletic, right, when the deal did not materialize, Arsenal's understanding was that the player was devastated. Modric still has admirers at Arsenal who believe in his audacious talent camp be unlocked. But as far as joining Arsenal, that ship appeared to have sailed. So, unfortunately, Modric, who were supposed to get last January, not this January, the last one that Chelsea hijacked the deal by paying excessively for him. We know how Chelsea do. Has not had the best of time in terms of performance at Chelsea. And the easy thing is for Arsenal fans it's a flop, it's a flop. Now, if you want to engage in mindless banter, do that and call him a flop. Just like a lot of Arsenal fans were calling Kai Havertz when he was still adorning the shirt of Chelsea a flop. You can never see me make any video of calling Kai Havertz a flop because even though things were not going great for Kai Havertz at Chelsea, I never saw him as a flop. You can see Kai Havertz as a technical player. Now I'm looking at Modric, right? Yes, things are not going well for him at Chelsea. I'm surprised that you guys can't see what's going on. We saw it with Jorginho, we saw it with Kai Havertz. By that logic, you should hold your judgment on Modric. Especially if you see how the performance of Jorginho was not great at Chelsea. But look at this performance at Arsenal. The performance of Kai Havertz wasn't great at Chelsea. Then in comparison to his performance at Arsenal, now we are seeing Modric, a young player, struggling. Why should you not say, okay, let's pause. Jorginho had the same episode. Kai Havertz the same episode. Why don't you give this young chap the benefit of the doubt that Chelsea are just a team that for now just kill talent? So, but if you want to engage in the distasteful, mindless banter, go ahead and call me a flop. But if you want to be civil and be a grown-up in this conversation, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and call Modric a flop. I don't believe it's a flop. I do not believe it. I just think Chelsea for now are just that team that just bleach talent. For some reason, whatever is going on at Cobhams or at Stamford Bridge, they just kill talent. So I am not going to, you would think people should learn from past experiences, but unfortunately, some people don't learn. They just want to engage in tasteless and mindless banter. Oh, is it a flop? Now, if you want to do that, do that. But if you want to be grown-ups, an adult and use our brain, there is no way you can convince me Modric is a flop. I don't believe it's a flop. Now, I'm not saying it's world class. I'm not saying it's justifying the transfer fee Chelsea paid for him. Now, I'm not going to blame him if Chelsea decide to actually pay that transfer fee, which I feel is grossly inflated. But Chelsea decided to go ahead with it and tie him down to what I'll call a death row contract of 7+1. That's 8 years contract, which is ridiculous. And the player never wanted to join Chelsea. But according to reports, he was, quote unquote, allegedly hamstrung. I'm not going to take away responsibility from this player. You're a grown-up. You decided to go. You should have stalled. If you knew that you wanted to join Arsenal only, you never wanted to join Chelsea, why don't you dig your heel and stall on the deal? I am not going to give Modric a way out on this nonsense and just say, oh, try to understand that it was I'm strong into this deal. No, 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 no. Unless there are other informations we are not aware of. Because there is no way your agent should actually twist you into a deal that you didn't want. For me, agents work for you, not the other way around. So when people are saying, but try to understand that he's a young player, yet you have to take responsibility for the good and bad of your career. You made those choices. He made those choices, and you have to live with the consequences. Unfortunately, I am not going to fall for this pity party train that is being run. I try to understand. He's a young. Come on, man. No, no, no. He's more than 18. His agent worked for him, not the other way around. He tried to go with the flow, no pun intended, and he should deal with the consequences of joining a team that he never intended on joining on the first place. So it is what it is with Modric, and let's hope he can rediscover a healthy form. So let's talk about a bit of Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus' injury concerns are among the sorry, let me read this again. Let's start again. Gabriel Jesus' injury concerns are among the factors behind Arsenal's move to sign a new striker this summer with Ivan Toney, Victor Osimhen, Joshua Zeki, and Victor. Struggling with Victor among the clubs I've looked at. Now, we know Arsenal are trying to actually acquire a new striker in the summer. We have to, with the fact that we can see that Jesus is not dependable in terms of availability, and we need to get somebody who can provide us availability and is quality for the club. So among these four names that are being bandied around, I do not trust in any of these four names. I don't think Arsenal will sign Victor Osimhen. We saw the report in the Athletic last week about PSG killing interest, and I like the fact that PSG are clearly interested. I don't think Victor Osimhen is that player that will do it at Arsenal. And Ivan Toney, for me, English hype, overrated. Joshua, I've seen him. I think we can do better than that. I don't mind if the club think he's good enough, but I think I can do better than that. And the Victor guy, I've not seen too much about him. But I think the other strikers are fit in the model of how we play. I think Arsenal have to bring in a collaborative strikers, especially when we have a market that we don't have so much prolific strikers. What do I mean by prolific strikers? Guarantee 25 goals. Most of these strikers are not going to guarantee you 25 goals. You're just hoping they can guarantee you 25 goals. Plus, that's just the fact. Most of these strikers are not going to guarantee you 25 goals. So I do not subscribe to any of these four. I don't think we'll get any of these four, but I know we'll get a striker this summer. And for Jesus' injury concerns, I just think the reason why Arsenal will not take the surgery route is because they have 12 more games to go, so they can manage it to the end of the season. Now, if he needs a surgery, we just have to engage in that. Since he picked up this injury during the World Cup last year, he has been in and out, and we know how these things can be dodged, especially with knee injuries, because of the pressure being applied all the time. Once you pick up knee injuries, they become recurrent most of the time, regardless of the advent of modern science and medicine. For athletes, once you pick up that knee injury, it's going to be nagging you and niggling all the time, and you can't be as 100% pre the injury. It is what it is, and we just have to deal with that. Unfortunately, we just have to deal with that. I think I have one more slide. So, shout out to the Premier League page. So, according to them, Arsenal are yet to drop points in the Premier League 2024, and their free scoring form continue against Newcastle. We saw how we battered Newcastle at the weekend. That was a bad trend. That was a stifling. I watched a performance. I was listening to, I think, TalkSport and a few other content during the week, especially when I'm on my way to work, and people were saying, "Man, that's our best performance this season," and I disagree vehemently. I don't think that was our best performance. I think the game against Brighton. Go and watch the game against Brighton at the Emirates. From that was the best, because Brighton are a team that can actually beat the press. They're a very good team. for Arsenal to stifle Brighton. And if you listen to the commentaries of Giuseppe post-match, when he said Arsenal are 100% the best team, I agree with him. Now, I understand we've not won the league recently. I understand last year people are saying we bought to the league, which I disagree with. You know how people throw words around. Go and watch that performance against Brighton. That was a comprehensive, stifling job. Like people will not give Arteta a full credit, and I understand why, because he has not added a Premier League title or a Champions League title to his progress has made at Arsenal, which is a fair for me. That's a fair pushback. I'm not going to be the Arsenal fan and say, "Oh, we don't care." No, you have to care, right? You have to back up your claim with significant titles, and I understand that, and I think those titles will come. I believe strongly Arteta will win a title, regardless of the fact that some people want to be nefarious and want to be disingenuous in their assessment of Mikel Arteta due to their agenda. I understand. But if you watch the way Arsenal play, as I said, you saw the style Pep introduced. See, Pep presses, Arteta stifles. They're two different things. What's between stifling and pressing? When Pep presses with his team, they press you aggressively, max 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and they move the ball around and they can hold the ball at the back and do what I call needless passing. But when Arteta and the Arsenal team stifle you, we play the whole game in your half for 45 minutes. 45 minutes of intense pressure. It takes a team with super fitness, a team that is full of athletic players, mental strength to do that. When you are being stifled for 45 minutes, is another level Arteta has unlocked. And people, especially the mainstream, will never give him his kudos and credit because they'll hide that he has not won anything yet. They will say that's what they will pull. What has he won? Don't worry. Like I've been saying in all of my content, my videos, my live streams, and pre-recorded, that I am quietly confident either it's the champions of the Premier League, Arteta will pick up one. And I'll not be surprised if pick up both. It's not impossible, but I am quietly confident Arteta will pick up either the Champions League or the Premier League trophy. Because look at the way we are playing. We've been playing and be stifling teams without Partey, without Jesus, without Tomiyasu, without Zinchenko. And we are playing this way at the business end of the season. Because normally the mantra is that when it comes to the business end of the season, it's Manchester City. They're going to crank up the pressure and take everybody and go on a 15-match winning streak. Have you seen Manchester City out of recent? They are lethargic, they are lackluster, they are conceding chances compared to Arsenal, who are not conceding chances, who are pressing, who are aggressive. The Arsenal team look reborn, especially they came back from Dubai. They look fresh, they look purposeful, they look intentional. You can't compare that to the only thing people are pushing for Man City is they have done it before, which is fair. But let's talk about the apparent, what is happening right now. Not because they have done it before. But let's look at what is happening at the moment. Are you convinced, based on performance and results? Arsenal is giving you performance plus results. Man City are just scraping by and giving you, we have done it before mantra. So sometimes we just have to use our common sense and use our brain and look at things for what they are. Put the prejudice aside. I know football is tribalistic. Opposition fans will never want to give Arsenal or Mikel Arteta his flowers, which is fair. But if you look at the things objectively, you cannot tell me you don't see what a lot of Arsenal fans are saying. The rational fans. We are seeing a team who is taking the levels to another level. We are not just pressing. Like I said, we are stifling teams. So shout out to Oximoto. Been a long while. Hello, President. Been a while. Shout out to you. Been a long while. I hope you're doing great. It came on our chat. They called us Arsenal because we have so many Arsenal in our attack style of exactly. See, I'm just surprised. A lot of people didn't see what I saw in the Brighton game, which has been a while ago. The Brighton game showed me that Mikel Arteta has unlocked another level. Now, Newcastle, to be fair too, we actually harassed and stifled Newcastle, but Newcastle are not known for it. They're not a team that knows how to beat the press, just the way Brighton can. But Brighton are a team that can beat the press and they can actually play out from the back. But we stifled them for 45 minutes, especially in the first half. So what we saw against Newcastle, for me, is not the first time I'm saying it. So I'm surprised people haven't seen it before. That's not the first time. I saw this comprehensively against Brighton. So this is not the first time I'm saying it. So I'm not surprised. And that's why I'm very confident that when we go to the Etihad, in the next few weeks, oh Lord, when we go to the Etihad in the next few weeks, I'll reserve my comments. I'll comment. Go with the flow in the building. Shout out to you. You wanted a response from City and they delivered against Luton. How shameless can you get? Go with the flow. How shameless are you? We are talking about pressing Brighton and Newcastle. You talk about City provided a response. I can't believe what I just saw. I'm ashamed of your response. Go with the flow. So your response as a Man City fan is you had a response against Luton. Oh Lord, look at the standard of Man City. Look at the standard of Manchester City. We got a response. When I remember the goodness. Wow. They said you will leave empty-handed. We are not leaving empty-handed. See, go with the flow. You are the kind of people that like to dwell in the glory of the past, the glories of our fathers. Let's talk about the glory of now. Stop dwelling with the glory of... We're not living empty-handed at the Etihad. We are not living empty-handed. The Etihad, we are going to go there and do what we've been doing to teams this season. We're going to stifle you there. You're Kevin De Bruyne. It's like you've not seen how there's a major player Arsenal bought this season who has made the press more stifling and aggressive. His name is Declan Rice. The way he triggers Arsenal's press is like, have you watched series where people lay siege against the other team? We're going to lay siege at the Etihad against Manchester City. And with the technical level of the Arsenal players, the athleticism, it's going to be... I'll reserve my comments. I'll not let it out right now. Shout out for you, not Fokker. It's a war at the Etihad. Yeah, it will be a war at the Etihad. It will be war at the Etihad. It should be a war. Say, I go to the floor, say, same Luton and other teams have struggled to beat. We didn't struggle to beat. We self-imploded right at the mayor. See, right, the Luton game, let's not take that out of contest. Right had a man with 2 goals in that match. So let's not take out of context. Don't make it seem as if we struggled against Luton. No, we self-sabotage against Luton. That's different from other teams struggling to play Luton. We didn't struggle. Let's get it straight. Mr. Go with the flow. 16 wins, 2 draws. That's not a mistake. Haven't lost since Aston Villa. We haven't lost this year. Have been more compelling and convincing. You know, Arsenal has been more compelling and convincing than Man City. Mr. Go with the flow. Can you just be truthful and be fair for once? No, I say I'm not shitting on Manchester City. I'm going to give Manchester City their credit. They've won the league 3 times. They've won the Champions League. They've been this imperious team for the last 3 to 4 seasons. Very imperious team. And I give them their credit. But right now, you cannot compare Manchester City in terms of performance and result to Arsenal. Sorry, you don't. That's an unfair comparison. Let's just be real for once. It's impossible for you to put your tribalism to one side, but just be objective. If you watch both teams at the moment, you are not going to tell me Manchester City look convincing the way Arsenal are looking very convincing. You can't tell me that. This is not me trying to be nefarious or trying to be sinister against Manchester City. We are looking at the empirical evidence before us, results and performance. Not some you just glossing it with a nice result. Look at the performance. Performance for me is the proof that you can repeat what you're doing. There's a reason why you can be having results and your fans be complaining. Why? Because when there's no performance, the fans are looking at it that, yes, we got the result. We've seen Manchester United get result this season, but a lot of people are saying, nah, this is not sustainable. Why? Because the performance is not matching the result. But Arsenal are having fantastic performance plus result. That's how you judge a team. That's the logic. Performance meets result, then you're like, okay, you can repeat that. But if you're having just results, no performance, a lot of your fans will be skeptical of that because you can't repeat what you're doing. Let's get it straight, Mr. Go with flow. You are not going with the flow. You are not going with the flow. We'll be there. I'm not worried. I can assure you it will be me versus boys. See, talk is cheap. So I understand you still want to talk is cheap. Don't worry, we'll be there. I think it should be in 3 weeks. We'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there. Don't worry. We'll be there. Mr. Oximoto, Zini should play in the UCL, but I'm keeping Kivio. Let's be fair. Kivio has done a fantastic job. He's not a traditional left back. Is a left center half doing a good job. The fact that he's doing a good job doesn't mean he's better than Zini. Sometimes we get carried away with great performances out of the apparent. Now, I'm not saying Kivio has not been performing well as a left back, but if Zini is fit, I get Zini back. Yeah. Now, that's no me trying to deride or take away the kudos of Kivio. I just think you want to keep a player who is optimal at the position than somebody who's just doing a good job. We need more than a good job. We need someone that is optimal in their position. Yeah, somebody can say, "Oh, but Zini defensively is not that great, but it's not horrible." So it's not horrible, and it can talk in and help us in the midfield like he has been doing. Now, Kivio, shout out to him. He has improved in terms of performance. I love what he's doing, both in the Premier League and the Champions League. But to have optimal performance as that left back, we have to bring back the player who will know can do it better. Now, if Tomiyasu is fit, I prefer Tomiyasu over Kivio and Zini, especially in certain games. Especially if you're playing at the MTR, I prefer Tomiyasu. If Tomiyasu is not fit, I'll take Zini. Kivio, you don't want him. You don't want a proper winger actually bearing down against Kivio. Not because he's not a good defender. As a left back, I don't trust that. But as a left center half, I'll trust Kivio. But as a left back, he's not optimal there. So I'll bring in Zinchenko if he's fit. Not because Kivio is bad, because you want the best players playing in their position. For me, that's how I will go for. So, Oximoto, let's not forget City and Liverpool are in three competitions. I have to. That's why I'm quietly confident. So, not Focus says it was men versus boys at Emirates or in the Community Shield. Arsenal are the strong team. I know it's hard to. Exactly. City fans are used to being this arrogant, and it's hard for them to accept the new reality. But guess what? We'll have to force it down their throat. Sometimes you have to bear it down their throat for them to come in terms with reality. Ben White is inventing well, and we don't have to always rely on Zini. Yeah, definitely, Ben White is doing a great job, but who does it better? Zini. Now, because somebody is doing a good job doesn't mean you should forget that somebody do it better. So, as much as Ben White is doing a great job, but Zini is better at doing it. Kivio is doing a great job, but Zini is better at doing it. So, I like to go with who is better at doing it than who can just do a steady Eddie job. So, guys, this was a short stream. I just wanted to do a late night stream. Expect me to do more of this. I'll be doing Arteta Espresso tomorrow. So, guys, don't forget to join me at this time tomorrow for Arteta Espresso. Shout out to everybody for making it very interactive, from Not For Car to Go With The Flow, my guy. Shout out to you, Go With The Flow, my guy. Oximato, shout out to you too. Not For Car, shout out to you. Everybody that has been here, I appreciate you. Then Sesson Fashe, shout out to you too. I actually appreciate you guys for making it interactive and making it this evening on this late night stream. I'll be doing more of this more regularly where we can interact. So, guys, if you're watching this on the playback, please strike a like on the video. Very, very important. And subscribe if you're not yet to subscribe. And make sure you turn on your notification bell. So shout out to everybody. I'll be here tomorrow for another late night stream when I'm doing more of the Arteta Presser. We are playing on Monday against Sheffield United. So I'll be here to analyze what Arteta had to say during the press conference. So take care of yourselves. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Good night and bye for now.